Potion Brewing Instructions from a Young Witch, dated the 12th of Ocean, 1,989 years after the fracturing of the firmament, recovered on the 20th of Flame in the same year. A recipe for a Deception Enhancement Potion, by Liz. The following ingredients are required to brew this potion: 3 fully grown leaves of dream sage, 1 tail of an adult Miravalian salamander, 2 tablespoons of shimmerweed extract, 5 pinches of emerald bay cinnamon, and 1 dash of sky pepper. Note: while some of our sisters insist that an adult salamander tail must be used, I have substituted an adolescent tail on several occasions, and have never witnessed a significant loss of potency. Miravalian salamanders have become a popular pet for Mendebardian children over the last year, making them much easier to acquire in the city. This potion will amplify the user's ability to deceive others, making it popular with the merchants and conmen who request our products. This is achieved through a combination of several effects, which will last about 48 hours after consumption. The potion sharpens the user's wit, expands their memory beyond its normal limits, and quells anxiety, enhancing the user's ability to lie with confidence. The round 9-ounce bottles kept on the middle shelf upstairs are the perfect size for this recipe. To begin, fill the bottle with 6 ounces of water. Add the dash of sky pepper and 5 pinches of emerald bay cinnamon. Stir until the liquid becomes a cloudy gray. Submerge the Miravalian salamander tail in 3 dream sage leaves. Retrieve a sheet of spell paper from the shed and sketch an Ulelian pyromancy sigil onto it. The runes used for writing the 3rd line of the incantation are irrelevant, so use which form of the sigil you are most comfortable with. After the flame is summoned, bring the potion to a low simmer for an hour. While you wait, take out the 2 tablespoons of shimmerweed extract and enchant it with the red Fox Tongue Sorcery. If, for whatever reason, your soul is unable to form a covenant with the Path of Discord, ask one of your sisters for assistance. The sorcery can be performed in less than a minute, making it a simple request. After the potion is done simmering, dismiss the flame and place the enchanted shimmerweed extract inside the potion. The potion is complete at this point, but you may have noticed its color has become a rusty brown that looks quite unappealing to the average customer. Use a chromatic shift spell to change it to a light green. After it has fully cooled, it is ready for sale and can be placed in the inventory.
Nice poggers.
Okay, so I started recording as soon as you said nice poggers.
I mean, just keep it in.
Okay, hello everyone, my name is Rasen. I'm dying now. I'm leaving all of this in, fuck you. Hello everyone, my name is Rasen. I am here with...
Hey, Julien, I'm here.
I'm Claire.
And I'm Fang, yeah.
And we are playing Blades in the Dark for our actual play podcast, Daggers and Moonlight. Dysi, our 4th member, could not make it today due to some scheduling stuff. Hopefully we will have her back for our session next week. So, what should we do for a recap here? Well, I suppose that our little venturing thieving band known as Gun Choir all met up in full for the first time to take on a little request for one of the heads of Gun Choir, it seems, at the Silver Moon University, August Duffy, who had a drug deal go south on him, and the dealer, in a moment of panic, ended up hiding a bag of weed in a tomb in a haunted cemetery, and a lot of shenanigans with ghosts ensued. And speaking of ghosts happening, there's a poltergeist moving all of the tokens the right-hand side of the screen. I didn't know that you guys could move these. Yeah. I guess that about covers it. You captured a ghost in a bottle. You got back the devil's lettuce from the tomb. The groundskeeper turned into a werewolf, and Dysi took him out. And yeah,
We have a pet dog.
you have a pet dog named Microwave now
Yep.
that you've slowly been training. So I guess to get started with today's session, I am going to actually roll a 1d3 just to decide where we're going first. We got a 1, so we're gonna be going to our buddy Chase Johnson's house. Chase. We're gonna say
Yeah?
this happened shortly after your mission. You've made it back home. And
Okay.
you're ready to talk to your mother, who is inside.
This home looks. Oh, this house. Oh shit. I just noticed. I was about to say this house looks a little. This house looks a little too nice for what I envisioned for my character, and then I realized what house it was.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Oh wow. Okay.
I just realized I don't have, hold on. Do you have a name for your mother? I don't know if we came up with one.
I don't remember if we came up with one. I think we did, but I mean, I forgot what it was, honestly.
It might be in your character sheet.
I'm looking at it right now.
Is it on your vice section? Because your mother's technically your vice too, I think.
It just says mother there. Just come up with the name right now.
Okay. Anyone have a Victorian era name generator? Open right. Hold on.
Milftoria.
God damn it.
Let's look up Victorian era name, fantasy name
Do you
generator.
want your mother to be Dagmar Johnson? Carol, Amelia, Eleanor, Missouri.
Let's call her. Let me randomize a little bit and pick the top reply. Almira. That's a good name.
Yeah, that's fun. Let's see. Almira, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you go back into the house's entrance, which I realized isn't here.
It's the garage.
It's
which
the
existed
garage.
back in
It's your-
Victorian era.
Yeah, it's your gate, your house gate.
Yeah.
It's like stables.
Your father built this himself, actually.
I'm so fucking tiny in front of these steps.
Your mother is Katagina Luce from Victory Gundam, I'll have you know. I did make a token for your mom, so I was like, fuck, one of these tokens has to, from our old Beam Saber campaign, is gonna need to double as Chase Johnson's mother. So, I picked
Well,
the first blonde woman I could find. Your mother coughs in her chair at the dining room table as she looks over. Oh, Chase! I haven't seen you in a day or two.
I walked up to her and I give her a hug and say, "Hey, how's it been? You doing any better right now?"
Yeah, it's been, a little lonely. Don't get out much with the plague and all that. People are afraid to talk to me. But I'm surviving.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I'm doing my best, trying to support both of us as best as I can.
I know you are. You always were a hard worker, just like your dad. What are you doing for money these days?
Just just doing a job here and there. Just kind of scrounging by with whatever I can do. Some odd jobs,
Well, I hope you're not getting into trouble with the neighborhood boys.
Oh, of course not. Of course
You're
not.
too old for that now.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a bit drafty in here. Do you mind going upstairs and patching up some of the load-buried insulation?
Yeah, sure,
Not
of course,
insulin.
of course.
Hold on, load-buried insulin is not.
Insulin? Wait, insulin? You mean insulation?
I meant insulation. Yeah, they said
Yeah,
insulin.
Yeah, of course. I guess I'll go to. Do we have like extra insulation lying around? Is that like a thing people have?
I feel like your dad probably had a lot of insulation just in the house.
Just in the house? I mean, yeah, insulation is in the house. Like that's how it works.
Well, I mean, like extra.
All right. I guess I'll go.
Your father
I'll go back to the. I'll go back to like the garage that I came into the house from and find some. No, but I guess I'll go. I'm assuming there's probably gonna be some kind of like utility closet. Well, actually, no. This house, probably wouldn't be very nice. So, but I'd imagine just in some closet, I'll go grab some and
yeah.
I mean, how do you patch up insulation? I don't know how that works. Like, is there like a hole in the wall where it is, or do I have to tear down the wall? Or?
You add more insulation, I think is how that works. I don't know. We'd have to ask Grover.
Do I tear the wall open? Do it?
I believe the load-bearing insulation in the Grover house is actually exposed, but I could be wrong.
Okay, well,
Why don't
all
do you
right,
want
then I'll
this to
just
be a
grab
roll?
what am I rolling for?
I don't know.
Sure. Okay, I'll just roll something. Is there like a generic roll button in this?
You know what? You could just do roll a 1d6, I guess, actually,
Okay.
if you want. I feel like you could apply this to a stab, but we also don't have to necessarily. In that case, it's just a generic 1d6 to see how well.
I don't know what I'm rolling for, but I got a 6.
Yeah, there you go. You patch up that insulation just fine. You'll be fine for the winter, which is
All right.
half a year away.
I guess maybe I can just I'm thinking about how it'll get colder, so I'm thinking about getting like planks of wood to board up the windows for the winter.
Yeah.
The old space heater.
Yeah. Victorian era space heater. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about how I need to get like planks of wood to kind of block up the windows to try to keep as much heat in here as possible.
Suddenly, a little dog scampers in behind you. Oh, there's a stray that got in, Chase.
Is this
your
microwave or is this another dog?
Yeah, I forgot to add that token to the library, so this is your dog. This is what your dog looks like now. This was part of a Roll20 purchase I made at some point, so...
Okay, so it's microwave. Hey, I adopted a new pet, you know, his name's Microwave. Hoping he'll come in handy in some of these jobs that I'm working on.
Microwave? What? Ooh, I never heard of a name like that before.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I just kind of like thought of a bunch of like random letters and just kind of combined them, and it sounded pretty nice, so I decided to stick with it.
Yeah. Well, let's get the fire... Actually, no, it's the middle of summer. You wouldn't want the fire going. It doesn't get that cold. Well, I'm gonna be reading in the study.
Yeah, I hope you take care, you know, get your rest, make sure to drink lots of water. You know, just be as safe as possible, you hear me?
I will. And she goes off as microwave peas on the floor.
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
While you clean that up, I feel like this is unless, is there anything you want to do while at home before we scene transition?
Not really.
Okay. So, Emir, this is taking place later that night. You were out and about, walking back home. Damn it, it's still doing the thing where it's not dragging the proper... I'm just gonna copy you over from the page, because we replaced you with Russell Crowe wearing a funny hat. And,
Yeah.
Like the previous icon of Russell Crowe
Yeah.
wearing a funny hat.
Like the two icons are not like they are not materially different. They're just like colored and not colored. That's literally the only difference.
Yeah. So, what were you out and about doing, would you say? Like, say this is like a night or so after the incident at the cemetery.
You know, like I'm still new to like this city, so I'm just taking a little jaunt, you know, getting a bearing for my surroundings, like scouting out like, oh, like what kind of people are in this area, you know, like just getting a lay of the land and its people.
And we
you know?
established that you live in Upper Ashwick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds right to me. So, when you're making your way through one of the back alleys back towards your, I'm assuming do you have an apartment or a home?
Probably apartment. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds more appropriate.
So you're cutting through some tight back streets to get back home, and you suddenly hear the unmistakable sound of the Bloodhound's bell tower bells chiming, denoting that someone died in the recent vicinity.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, better keep an eye out, I guess.
All right. As you continue walking further, you see a... Here, what should we do for this? Yeah, we'll use this guy. You see a man off in the distance, in a pile of blood, laying down on his back. And over him, you see
Oh.
a very pale-looking man feasting on the body.
Oh. Is that a thing? Is that a thing that normally happens?
No, this is not.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's becoming a werewolf. I'm just gonna try and pretend I do not see that and see if I can walk the other direction.
Okay. As you start to walk the other way, it looks up at you. You can notice that there's a strange, like, changing color in his eyes. Like, it looks blood red at first and then kind of shifts to orange, then more yellow, then a little bit down to green, then purple. And then he chuckles. He chuckles and then starts to, like, wall jump off the sides of the buildings onto the rooftops, fleeing the scene.
I almost wonder if I had too much of the devil meat. I'll keep a note of this, I guess.
The bloodhounds should be, or a bloodhound should be arriving any moment. Do you want to stick around and give a little report of what happened, or do you just want to get out of there?
Maybe I'll stick around, because now I'm just, like, wondering, like, what just happened, so, I don't know, I'm curious now.
Okay. From the other side of the alleyway, teleporting down also from the rooftops, is one of the bloodhounds. This is their full, proper token this time. I didn't have it added for the first session. Looks at the body and then looks over to you, and he goes, "Got any idea what happened here?"
You don't happen to know of any man-eating men, would you?
Oh, you're talking about the Ashwick Strider.
Strider?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Some say he's an apostle. We're not entirely sure. He's clearly not one of the Beastmen, but he's been terrorizing the back roads and crammed corners of the Ashwick streets, both upper and lower, for 2 months now or so. He's already claimed 8, including 3 of our own bloodhounds. He seems to go out and feast on a person every now and again and then flees by rooftop. He has supernatural capabilities. I'm sure you saw him in person yourself. You're lucky he didn't decide to feast on you as well. Must have had his fill with just this person.
Huh. Fancy that, huh? Well, I am glad to hear that, that I'm not laying down right there. Like, I'm just losing my train of thought now because the devil weed is getting so, like, oh god.
You're high, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
Just get back home. I don't want to deal with you right now.
Same here, buddy. Same here.
Do you, like, awkwardly try to, like, go past the body and dude in the alleyway? Or do you go around a different way?
No, yeah, I try to step around them, you know, I stumble a little on, like, the blood puddle.
Yeah, just like, let me just squeeze past you. He looks really pissed off. You see him take notes down and then grab the body, and then he does like a teleport jump up to the roofs, and he seems to be leading it back to the crematorium, leaving just a big pile of blood streaking down into the gutter as you make your way to your apartment and try to forget about what happened.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to do left in your apartment that we don't have a visual for? Or do we want to cut to Eliza?
I mean, I just imagine that I passed out immediately upon getting home. So
Yeah, that's fair. You've been through a lot
just
recently.
sprawled on the floor. Yeah.
Back to Eliza.
Oh god, do you have a visual for my apartment?
No, but if you want, I could grab one at some point. I'm assuming you're in your office right now. I feel like you stay at your office a lot too.
Probably, yeah.
That because you got all sorts of fun knickknacks there. So you're in your apartment. You have a bottle of a trapped student in your inventory now.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I imagine I'd be tracking down that, Liz Galloway from last session.
That makes sense. That would actually bring us to our next little phase here, where we actually have mechanics for gathering information. How do you think you're gonna try tracking down this here Liz Galloway who graduated?
And I'd probably just look through whatever records we have. Anything that would let me not have to talk to people about it.
Okay. You can go to, there's a school like library / archives that's run by our good friend, Bookworm Morton. Also, actually, speaking of that, he has his own faction. I also realized we forgot to update the factions page last session. One thing I do want to say about this page is that technically, after completing an adventure that, or a score that you target a different faction on, you usually, like, that's a -1 to that faction. But considering that Cemetery and Cecilia and y'all kind of became friends, I feel like actually it would make a little more sense for you to be at +1. Because you kind of agreed to help her in a way. So I think that worked out for everyone pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, back inside your office. So, do you want to try going over to the library?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we established you've been at the university for, like, how many years do you think? Because you said you're relatively new. Do you think, like, 2 to 3 years about?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So something weird. You've been to this records place quite a few times. You've never actually met Morton in person, to the point that you feel like he's avoiding you.
A lot of people do that, it's fine.
Yeah, so, still don't have any idea what he looks like. You just know that a lot of people talk about him, so. Yeah, so, we're gonna be...
I imagine Eliza would have also been a student here.
Yeah. And you know what? Didn't ever see him there either, surprisingly enough. Okay, so now we're at gathering information. So you're gathering it at the library, and I think, most common gathering information actions, according to the book, are both surveying and studying. I feel like this would probably be a study.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, it's just risky and standard. We just need to roll the stat. It's not really, we're not really in a spot where we need to roll for the consequence. Yeah. You know what? I'll actually say there is a suspicious lack of records on Liz Galloway ever attending the university in the archives.
Eliza grimaces as she realizes she may have to talk to someone. Possibly someone at, like, the Office of Alumni.
Did they have those back in the day? They probably would. Something equivalent.
Yeah, it's...
Alright. Yeah, let's say the next morning, you, go to the head office, keeping track of graduate students, all the alumni. I don't have a proper token for this either, so let's go to that token library and see who we can grab. You look like you'd be an office alumni person. There you go. How can I help you? You get asked as this woman works at the desk in the front office.
I'm trying to look up a former student.
Yes. Let me grab their name.
Is Liz Galloway? Possibly short for Elizabeth?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe short for Lizard?
May I ask why you're requesting? Are you a professor? Are you trying to get in touch?
Yeah, I'm a professor here. She was a former student of mine, probably.
I understand. And then she goes in the back. She confirms that she did graduate last year and did get a degree in alchemy, and that's about all she can pull from her records.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I do. Well, this is an address that we have for her, but not sure if it's a current address or if it's, she may have moved in the year since she graduated, but this is something to go off of at least. Looks like it's an apartment over in Dawn Hollow, which, if we go over to the map, Dawn Hollow is kind of more of an entertainment type district that is kind of in the middle ground between a lot of different residential districts. It's neighboring to Red Torch Market, which is a very popular commercial part of the city. And Stone Chapel is more of the industrial part of the city. So a lot of people go to Dawn Hollow to have fun. There's a really big circus there. That's a good time. A lot of great food. Everything fun happens in Dawn Hollow. So
Eliza has never been there in her life.
Are you telling me Eliza's not a fan of the circus?
I think she got near a circus once, and that's why she has a clown doll on her wall.
Okay. So, I guess the question then is, what do you feel like doing now? Feel like maybe if you're doing some investigating, it might be more than a one-person job as much as you loathe multiple people.
Yeah, Eliza is like sitting there in her office and she's like, I can't do this myself, but I don't want to talk to people. I really don't want to talk to people. And she's trying to think of the people she would be the most tolerant of talking with. And she's like, oh fuck, it's those criminals, isn't it? She doesn't consider herself a criminal.
I see. So that was a question I had, because I feel like this was very left open. So you sponsor the frat that the criminal thief group is located in, but you didn't start the thief group then necessarily, did you?
No, I think she's just kind of like, what the hell are you using this building for?
Okay.
And now she's like, if you get in trouble, I get in trouble.
So August started it probably then.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, are we gonna have a fun little montage of you rounding up the the rest of the crew here?
It's less a montage and more her trying to send curses their way, but not like painful curses, ones that just make them go to that frat house.
Yeah, like I see something weird in my like weed-laden sleep. That's like, oh, you should really go to that frat house, and like a needle just prongs into my dream self, like
Yeah. Like,
Guys,
you just see this mass of like souls in your dream that like then form an arrow on a map pointing you to go back to the frat house.
I'd like to think she keeps some dolls of people she needs to contact, and whenever she needs to contact them, she just kind of stabs the dolls.
Yikes.
Oh my god. Too much effort for this time of night, day. What time is it?
It is
I look out
the
window.
day after. Actually, I'm gonna say that there was a time jump from in order. So like Chase's thing was soon after the session ended. Emir's was about a day after, and then I think Eliza's was like a week later because I'm trying to keep the time somewhat parallel to real life, how the sessions are going. So it's been a week since you saw someone getting eaten in the alleyway near your home.
That's not good.
Yeah, but Chase, you're training Microwave in the art of the blade on the staircase for some reason. When you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your rear, as if
I
you've
touch
been,
it.
it feels better.
Okay.
You-
I keep training.
Okay. You suddenly feel another pain in the other cheek and a compulsion to go back to the university for some reason. You can't quite explain why.
Alright, I guess I leave and go there.
Okay. Are you taking the dog?
Yeah.
Okay. Microwave follows.
Well, actually, no, the dog's training isn't done, so I'll just leave it with my mother.
Okay.
He can defend your mom.
He starts carving a steak that the mom is eating. Very helpful. Alright. You head back. And let me just grab all 3 tokens. You meet in the usual spot. And let me just... Here we go.
Was it you poking me in that dream? Miss?
Yeah, I'm glad you got my summons. Sometimes people don't get it, you know?
Of course. I just take out like a blunt and start smoking.
There you go.
Sit there.
So, what's the business?
You remember that ghost we ran into last time? And as I say that, I pull out the bottle that has Cecilia in it.
Yeah, ghost in a bottle. What of it?
Well, I think there was a bit more to this. Because she was talking about her friend Liz. And I think that I think that's worth checking out. I mean, you know, a nice young girl gets murdered and her ghost is bemoaning the name of one of her only friends. I think that's something worth looking into.
Yeah, we should help her out.
That's all well and good, but what's in it for me?
Eliza takes out a doll that looks suspiciously like Emir and just kind of holds a nail to it. Not in it, just next to it.
You know, it was a pain waking up today, so I think you've made your points. I think you made your point quite clear. All right. I'm all ears. You have my attention. Where do we start?
I have this address in Dawn Hollow.
Okay.
That's supposedly where Liz last lived.
Alright, well, it sounds like an investigation then. What's stopping us from just waltzing on in? Am I right? Am I right?
I mean, yeah, I guess I don't.
Alright then.
Yeah, let's
I don't
go.
normally
Let's
go
go.
to people's houses.
Let's just go. Let's just walk in through the front door, and nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop the power of us.
Are you gonna waltz on over?
Yeah, let's just walk over. I'll just I'll start jogging there. I'll jog
Hell yeah.
ahead of the others, unless they start jogging with me.
Eliza would rather die than jog.
Damn, not a fan of the pacer test.
Nope.
Yeah, she's anemic, actually, so, like... I don't know how anemia works.
Here's Liz's apartment. I marked it on the map.
So I guess I'll probably get there ahead of everyone.
Yeah, if everyone's cool with that.
Just because I'm jogging and doesn't seem like anyone else is.
Yeah, like, I'm just taking my sweet time.
Alright. So, in that case, we are going to go to the Dawn Hollow streets, which are very crowded, even though it's not particularly late into the day necessarily. I'm just going to copy over all three of you. People are going shopping, people are enjoying life, a lot of families out and about, little kids partaking in little fun carnival games that are set up to the side and overpriced to win giant stuffed bears and whatnot. Everyone's having a good time.
Eliza looks so miserable right now.
Keep in mind it is still like, I'd say it's a little bit before noon, probably like around like 11.
So it's not actually this dark?
No, this is just a map. This is just a picture of what the place looks like at night. So, I don't know why I said it like that. Night. But, you continue walking to the apartment, and you actually see that it's above like a little hole-in-the-wall style like food place. It is actually a Lupity restaurant, which is basically it's a foreign food place that has cuisine from the Kingdom of Lupidin from the east, known for their exquisite goat cheeses, actually, because it's kind of more of a mountainous area. The main part of it is. So they rely heavily on the goat population to get a lot of work done. Lupity goats are known for being quite large and in some ways ferocious, but they also make really excellent cheese. They also are known for their wide variety of different herbs and spices, and a lot of seafood, a lot of fish.
As I'm jogging by, I'll kind of like the place and kind of do like a double turn and realize that I haven't really eaten anything today. I'll go check it out.
All right. A lone man is working behind a counter out front. It's kind of like there's like a little bar set up, like open face. You don't really walk into a building or anything. And he's just working away. And he goes, "Hey, what can I get you?"
Hey, you guys got a menu I can look at?
Yeah. And then he hands you a pretty shoddily looking, fallen apart menu. It seems like this place sees a lot of customers. It's on a pretty busy section of the city street.
All right, I look at the menu, and I look for like the cheapest options because I do not have a lot of money. What are like the cheap options?
There's a lot of veggie like soups and bowls and stuff like that are stocked to the brim with various different, beans and.
Beans. Okay, I'll go with one of those.
Yeah. You get a nice little bowl filled with vegetables of all sorts and varieties and stuff you didn't even think really went together necessarily. And also some foreign spices
how big are the...
that
Oh, sorry.
add a little kick.
How big are the chunks in it? Could I like theoretically just down the whole thing in one go? Just like pick up the bowl to my mouth and just drink it, just slurp it all up in one go?
I'd say you can, yeah.
All right, I do that.
Wow. Big boy needs to eat.
Yeah. All right, thanks for the grub. Gotta head out.
Yeah. Come back anytime.
Does anything seem weird about the shop as I head out?
No, dude seems very friendly.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure if this would be like plot relevant. All right.
But
by
yeah.
the way, what's your name?
Oh, Gunnar Takeuchi.
Okay, Gunnar. It was nice meeting you. Maybe one day I can stop by again.
Yeah.
All right. Time to go. And I like before I'm even out the door of the place, I start jogging.
Yeah. Well, there's not even really like a door. It's like just all seats in front of the like it's all seats and then there's like a bar and then like the inside area part of the building is just like it's literally like kind of like a hole in the wall, like stop on the street and eat type of place.
So like from there, from like getting up from where I was seated, I just like start jogging, and then I my foot gets caught on a chair, and I like trip a little bit and like not send the chair flying, and then I realize what I did, and I'll just keep going.
Oh damn! Well, the place you're going is above this place.
Yeah.
So, where are you jogging to?
Just up the steps.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like a little bit off to the side, there's a like a rickety, like old wooden staircase that kind of goes up to, like the like on a map it would go up the eastern side of the building and then curve around to like a little balcony, like walkway type thing, and at the end of the balcony there is a door leading to an apartment.
All right, and that is her apartment, correct?
Yep, it seems to be that there's one apartment above this pretty small building.
Does anything seem weird about the door? Like maybe someone like broke in? Do I see any signs of anything like that before I try to open the door?
Why don't you roll a survey?
Roll a survey. All right, just give me one moment. Pull up the menu.
Or anything else that stat-wise you think would be appropriate here.
Survey.
Yeah. And also risky and standard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume it's that unless you say anything different.
Yeah.
3. I do not see anything, I'm guessing.
Nope. It is, in fact, just a normal-looking apartment. The blinds are drawn on the one window that looks out towards the walkway.
All right. Can I I'll grab the doorknob and just turn it very slowly just to see if it's unlocked or not, without like alerting any potential people that it may be inside.
All right.
I won't actually open it if it's unlocked, though.
Yeah. It is locked, but also you notice this door has seen better days. This is a very flimsy door.
All right. I guess I'll see that I can probably force it open, but I want to wait for the others to get here before I do that. So
yeah. Let me actually yoink you up here and then get Eliza and Emir. I'm assuming you're kind of walking together-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to the place, and you see it is above a Lupidi restaurant.
Alright, Eliza will look at the employer, or the employee, whose name she doesn't know, and she's like, do you know who lives above here?
Oh, you mean Liz?
Okay, yeah, that's exactly who I'm looking for, and just walks away.
Okay. You're welcome back anytime. I'm assuming no response.
No.
Okay. Emir.
Yeah, I go up to the guy. I'm like, sorry about my pal. You got anything good and quick that I can maybe buy
Ah,
for the road?
you look like a man who enjoys his cheeses.
Of course, love a good cheese.
Yes. How about some refined Lupidi goat Swiss?
That sounds excellent. And then I put down my coin.
There you go. He gives you a little tiny platter of some good cheese. Just some nice cheese.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
You said this is Swiss cheese?
Yeah, I know. That's it. Switzerland doesn't exist in this world.
Yeah, I had the same question when you brought up a mausoleum, but I feel like that's an obscure enough reference that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was technically. What's that geographically related to?
There was a dude named Mausolus who wanted to be buried above ground. So the first mausoleum was just the place where Mausolus was interred, and it's known as the Mausoleum at Holocaust.
Oh, damn. Well, there's probably I assume that all of these different names that'll slide through the radar have their own in-universe reason for existing in their own
Yes.
fictional chronology.
Yeah, I don't think the existence of a dude named Mausolus is the most important thing to question.
Yeah. Let's see that there was a master cheesemaker named John Swiss back in the day.
There's a Master Chief?
Yeah, there's a master chief.
Yes. Yes. I eat some cheese and then I put the rest of it in like a tin foil thing and like just put it in my sack for later.
Come
I'm
back
sure nothing
anytime.
will- Yep. Anytime. I wave him off and go on my merry way.
And you go upstairs to see Chase and Eliza outside the door.
All right, and upon seeing him get there, I'm just gonna like just force the door open. Should I roll for that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm guessing skirmish.
That sounds like a skirmish to me.
Skirmish with the door?
Yep. Oh, okay.
A little stronger
a
than you
fight
gave
with
it
the
credit
door.
for.
Dang.
Upon seeing him immediately go to bust down the door, Eliza's like, "What is wrong with you?"
Nothing's wrong with me. That's just how you open the doors.
Eliza walks up and knocks on the door. I know she's not really in a position to be judging people for doing weird things, but like...
There's no response, but what I will say is your friend Gunnar is going to walk up the stairs and go, "What the hell are y'all doing up here?"
I need to speak with Liz.
Did someone trip? What was that?
I just
yeah,
knocked
I
on the
tripped.
door.
It's fine. I accidentally tripped. It's okay. I'm all right.
Okay. And then he walks back down. So I'm gonna add our first clock to the game, which I'm surprised didn't happen in last session. But basically, last session, what we were doing, we were having it so that every single time that we and here, let me, I think this is technically supposed to be filled, but I kind of like them starting black and going, like, getting colored in. So I'm going to do this reverse, but that's fine. That's completely fine. Actually, how do we prefer? Do we prefer this to be empty or filled clock? I can go either way.
I guess filled, because then it looks like a health bar.
Okay, so then this is empty. So, basically, for Claire, since you've not played with clocks yet, last session we just had it go the way where people rolled their action ratings, and they either succeeded, partially succeeded, or failed their action. Clocks are a way of measuring progress for things that are a little more involved or in-depth. So, for instance here, because of that one failure, I think what the consequence is going to be is we're going to give this clock a nameplate, which I guess, I don't know if people are going to be able to see this. We'll have to see. Suspicion is what I'm going to name this. Can you all see this name tag?
Nope.
No.
But it's not a big deal.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's fine. That sucks. Well, whatever. So, we will have that right there, and I'm just looking to see if there's anything I can do to change that. I don't think there is. So, this is going to be our suspicion bar, and it is going to be ticked 1 point because of that failure. So, yeah. But anyways, you knocked on the door and it does not appear that anyone is home, or if they are home, they are not answering.
Well, alright. I'll try... Maybe I can try shouting out to whoever's in home. As like a vague, in a vaguely threatening way.
Wouldn't that raise their suspicion even more?
In the event of a failure, probably.
I mean...
You want to go for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out Liz. That's to Liz.
I feel like that would be a roll.
Yeah. Can I use command?
Yup, you can.
Alright. Risky standard? Is
Yeah.
that correct? Yeah. 5? Yeah.
So,
Hey, Liz! Come out! We got some things for ya! You live here, don't you?
So the partial success consequence is that you definitely notice as people walk by on the street, like you can kind of, well, I guess actually technically because you're around the back of the building you won't see this, but like you definitely, you know when you're talking to people in a busy thing and you kind of are talking too loud and you notice other people are starting to get quiet as a result around you. You can feel that kind of happening out front in the street. But you also still receive no response, and you have a sneaking suspicion that the variety of methods taken here, it's fair to say she probably is not home.
Right. Wow.
That or she is hiding.
Well, let's think about how to get past this door then.
Alright, since forcing it open didn't work, I'm gonna tackle the door.
Well, okay, I was about to say there's also a window slightly to your left. But
No,
if
I'm
you
gonna tackle the door.
go ahead, and I think that would be a skirmish. There you go.
Okay.
You not only tackle the door, but you manage to, like, grab it as it's falling to avoid any noise from...
No, that's a pro. See, that's like a football maneuver, like where you do like a tackle and then you like catch the ball.
Yeah.
And so this time you like caught the door.
There you go. So
There we go.
you're now inside her apartment, which is, you know, pretty decently furnished. Definitely you can see, pretty nice place. Not out of the ordinary, though, for, like, a small apartment for someone out of school in the city. It's pretty small. There's a little kitchen area, a little dining spot, some chairs set up. It's really only 2 rooms, like this, like, general dining/kitchen area, and then also, like, a second room that appears to be a bedroom of some sort.
Well, what are we looking for? What are we looking for?
Split up, gang.
A girl?
Alright then. Well,
If no one's here, then look for signs of where the person could have gone.
right then. Let's see.
I guess I'll go check the bedroom.
Inside the bedroom, you see a desk that is also stacked with, I say also stacked because I'm envisioning this as looking very similarly to the desk that Eliza saw in the Tilcott residence, but you didn't see that, Chase. So, it is a desk stacked full of books on various occult subjects, and also like a little miniature lab set up on a second desk kind of nearby. It appears that this woman be making potions.
Okay.
Eliza wants to try to figure out what the goal of her alchemy was.
And while she does that, I'm gonna look for any kind of like written memo or maybe like diary that can kind of clue into whatever she was thinking or doing in like recently.
All right, Eliza, why don't you roll for whatever you want to? That'd probably be a study for.
Okay.
Because we basically established that you did that last time for Cecilia's. Yeah, and
for me, I'm guessing it would be like a survey.
Yeah. Well.
Oh.
But there are some obvious things that you will notice without even having to roll for, so I'll tell you that. But Eliza, this is very much in line with what Cecilia was researching about. You get the impression they probably were working together on some sort of stuff, and also looking at the same books, maybe trading them back and forth every now and again. You also notice that there's a lot of random, like, bookkeeping, like, record-keeping stuff in terms of, some sort of business is going on here, but the actual details of, like, the name of the different sales going on that's written down and the balances being kept are vague, seemingly intentionally so.
Alright. And I can't get any idea of what, like, specifically the potions are doing, or does it just seem like...
It's a lot of different stuff. Like, you got stuff for curing up acne, you got stuff for curing wounds, you got stuff for weaning yourself off of alcohol addiction, stuff that's supposed to make your dong bigger, stuff that makes your hair a little more luscious, stuff that makes your eyesight better, stuff that apparently lowers your voice, stuff that can help you fly momentarily. There's all sorts of potions being made here.
Are any of them still here?
There are a few medical ones that appear to be in brew right now. That they're kind of left. I guess not mixing, but settling overnight, or during the day, to be retrieved from the equipment that they're attached to when she comes back. What I will say is you do know, Eliza, because this is kind of just a rumor that you've heard throughout town. There has been rumors that up north in Havenwood, kind of the more woodsy and most mystical district in the city, there has been a book club that has allegedly been masquerading as a potion selling business that's making all sort of illegal and banned potions and selling them to various factions and people within the city.
I'm just curious, do a lot of dads die in the Havenwood?
Yeah. All the time. Dads always be dying in Havenwood.
Okay.
This is a reference to another campaign that I named the Havenwood Roads, or the Havenwood Forest after. Shoutouts to Epsilon Havenwood, greatest dad killer of them all.
Him and his friend, the sorcerer, Theodore Kaczynski.
So, back at Liz's apartment. Chase. So you don't really get anything really from surveying around too much, but one thing you do see out in the open, you'd see a map of the city, like a pretty well done map that has a bunch of like red X's over different parts of the city in like red paint. Like there's a little brush and little bowl of paint right next to it. And underneath,
Do I recognize any of the locations?
it's I mean, it's pretty scattershot. It's a lot of them are kind of in the southern part, like the Silver Moon Shores, Hawkband Docks, Stone Chapel, Dawn Hollow. Basically, like this whole like southern part here. And underneath it is scribbled the phrase, "Where are you, Elwood?" ?
Elwood. Does that name like seem familiar?
You've known some Elwoods in your life, but there's no connection, like, college-wise to, you know what I mean? It's a pretty common name in the city, but there's no connection that you think you would know without having some further information, you think?
Is one of those red X's over the Tilcott residence?
No.
Okay.
Is there any like identifiable pattern with the X's?
It seems to be pretty scattered, but it seems to be all places that could easily be walked to from this apartment where you're at right now.
Is this apartment like kind of like the center of all those spots, or no?
Not the center necessarily, because it doesn't seem... You feel like maybe eventually it could be if she continues going her way north. But no, it's probably more on the northern border, actually. It seems like she's trying to be at least a little bit thorough with the places she's marking off, though.
Okay. I guess I'll just kind of... Is it a thing that I could easily take with me? Can I like just take it, roll it up, put it in my pocket?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll keep it for later. Well, I guess I'll tell the others about it, and I guess actually, like... Hey, Eliza and Emir, do you guys recognize the this Elwood name? Does it ring any bells?
That's it?
Elwood.
You know what? I'm gonna roll a fortune roll real quick just to see if this would have come up. Eliza, you one time think you maybe overheard before class the name like come from Liz's mouth. Like you definitely remember hearing something of a conversation where the name Elwood came up, but you can't remember exactly the specifics.
Eliza's like, I think she mentioned an Elwood once, I don't know.
Can we consult the ghost in the bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we can.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we ask her about Elwood? See what she knows.
Okay, Eliza is going to close the bedroom door to do this.
Okay.
And then she's going to kind of uncork her spirit bottle.
Her bottle of spirits.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what it's actually called.
It's on your character sheet, I know.
Oh, it is just spirit bottle.
Cemetery Cecilia pops out of the bottle.
Hey, Cecilia. We're looking into Liz Galloway for
Liz!
Can you answer some questions for us?
The head nods, but also the neck isn't all the way connected, so it nods a little too far.
Do you know who Elwood is?
Loser boyfriend. Loser boyfriend.
So that's how it is.
Do you know where we could find him?
Gone.
Gone?
Gone.
Gone like you?
No. Maybe.
Maybe.
Now that we know that Elwood is Liz's boyfriend, is there anything that I can find in maybe like the bedroom or the apartment that looks like it might be like boyfriend related?
You see like little trinkets and stuff every here and there, like little things that could have been gifts. Like you find like a little ceramic elephant looking thing that maybe could have been a gift from someone.
I mean, Eliza has a lot of trinkets in her apartment, and let me tell you, no one is giving her gifts.
But like nothing that outwardly stands out to you as like, oh, this was probably from him. But it could have been.
Well,
Yeah. Eliza's like, was Liz involved with this book club?
Yes.
Were you?
Yes. It seems a little pissed off.
Okay. Do you think we should look there for her?
Yes. Take over, Liz.
Take over.
Dang.
I want.
You want to possess Liz?
Yes.
Eliza looks very excited when she says that.
Now, I will say, you know enough about spirits, probably not Chase and Emir, but you know enough about spirits to know that when someone gets possessed, that is... It'll work for a bit, but over time that body takes so much... That's a very temporary solution. In a spirit trying to do something, let's just say. Long-term possession usually doesn't last more than 6 months before the person probably, like, the body containing that spirit dies.
Huh.
Okay.
So, just so you're aware. But,
Man, this is crazy. I just look off to the side, it's like, ooh. I just pretend not to hear it.
yeah. Emir's seen a lot the past week. Honestly, so is Chase.
all right. Well,
I am not responsible for anyone being possessed. This is not my fault.
I wonder if what's his name, who runs the shop downstairs? You know, what's his name, Shooter. You know, if he
Shooter?
maybe he's seen the boyfriend around. Maybe he knows who he is.
Yeah, let's go downstairs and ask fucking Skeeter.
Skeeter. Yeah.
Cecilia flies back into the bottle without even you asking.
Eliza's very pleased about that.
Okay.
That's a good go. I'm just rubbing the bottle, going like, "That's a good ghost. That's a good ghost."
So you are a group of thieves. Do y'all want to rob this place while you're here?
You know what? Why not? Is there anything valuable?
Yeah, like I'm scouting. I'm already scouting out. Like, oh, is there any
I lift up
potions that could sell
I
for
lift
a
up like the
penny?
bed. I lift up the mattress and see if there's any money under it.
It's actually under. It's a little bit underneath and behind the bookshelf, but yes.
Yeah, again, Eliza doesn't really consider herself a thief. In her mind, she's just extorting the group of thieves using her frat house so that she can get money for whatever weird, somewhat unethical research she wants to do.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
So she's probably not gonna take anything, unless it seems like there's something rare that could help her research that she couldn't find somewhere else.
Nah. I just wanted a justification for everyone getting coin at the end of the session. So.
Yeah. Like, I'm just looking for things to pawn off to like other people on the black market.
Oh yeah.
I need money.
There's all sorts of random knickknacks and antiques and fun stuff.
I'm gonna just put all of these
Little tiny-
trinkets next to my cheese in my bag. Oh.
Little tiny statues and whatnot. So yeah.
Anything that looks like I could give to my mom. Anything that I see that looks like something my mom would like.
There's a nice little set of candles.
All right, I'll get. What do they smell like? What like flavor are they?
They're just,
Flavor?
Yeah. What flavor are the candles?
I think just a general nice pine scent.
Oh, pine flavor is pretty good. Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, licking every candle to test what flavor it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you know back then in like Victorian times, you know.
Sure. Also, Emir, as you're looting the place, a desk drawer opens up and you find a map.
Oh, where is this? Where does this lead?
I actually need to add this map of. Here, I don't want to spoil the name necessarily before I reveal it. So you see. Let's move this to map layer. And let me get rid of the grid, because we don't need that. We don't need a grid. You see a map of Grandma Agnes's shop and home. This is where Grandma Agnes's book club is also located. In addition to, Grandma Agnes runs the biggest bookshop in Havenwood, which honestly isn't saying much. But it's also where the female-only book club is held every weekend. That seems to be a front for a potion trade of some kind that you believe Liz to be involved in now, based off your evidence.
Do we know when they meet?
When they meet? I feel like you've probably heard enough to know that tonight would be the night they meet.
Alright, like what time?
Late. Like, definitely past sundown.
Is there a full moon tonight?
No. There won't be for, roughly another 3 weeks or so.
All right, we're just wondering.
Yeah.
Well, you can't judge a book by its cover, I guess.
All right. I guess let's go. Actually, before we leave, let's go talk to Shooter downstairs.
Okay. Let me quickly add another map that I did not add. Before we started. This will take 1 second. Luckily, I have both these files uploaded. I just forgot to make maps out of them. Also, you do have contacts. You Eliza do have a contact in the Havenwood area to keep in mind. You kind of are buddy with the daughter of, or one of the daughters of one of the houses that kind of control the area. So just remember you have that as a resource too if you need.
That is true.
So. You gonna go downstairs and talk to Gunner?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually probably don't even need to copy you over yet. You go and talk to Gunner.
Yo, Shooter, what's up?
Gunner, actually, but a lot of shouting going on up there.
Yeah.
Is Liz okay? I didn't think she was in.
Oh, she's not. Don't worry about it. But you know, just we're looking for someone. You ever see like a man go up and down these steps? Someone maybe named Elwood.
Elwood. He seems like he stops and he's like, "What do you want with Elwood?"
Oh, you know, we're just looking for him. You know, just old friends.
Everyone's looking for Elwood.
Oh, what'd he do?
Vanish. Spend months.
Huh.
No one's seen a trace of him.
Curious.
What's the last you heard of him?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Liz about that, but, yeah, she's been real distraught. He's just been gone.
Well, okay. Nothing strange about the last time you saw him?
No, he's just kind of a strange guy in general. I don't know. Listen, you know about the gold... Everyone knows about the gold gloves. Emir, you probably don't. Well, actually, Emir, you probably would know about the Gold Gloves. Basically, the Gold Gloves are a group of Kassorian, maybe not remnants so much as people who fled to Noxbury after the Kassorian War from the Kingdom of Kassoria, which is where, Emir, where you're also from.
Yeah.
But basically, they're kind of infamous in the city because they're a gang. They're a lot smaller than they used to be, but the Kassorian War was about 10 years ago is when it ended. And it lasted for about 5. So started 15 years ago, ended 10 years ago. But on the map here, the Gold Gloves were a group, like a gang that was really pissed off towards the whole Kingdom of Mendebard after losing the war. So they basically started taking terrorist actions in the city, and they were pretty small at first, but then one day, up here in the Snowsong district, they planted bombs in the major generators of the of the Volt Fence that was keeping out the gloom, and actually just broke it apart, letting the gloom in, and there was a huge invasion of spirits that the military had to hold back. And they had to make a new Volt Fence real fast, which is what this blue line is. And now part of the city now rests out of the Volt Fence's protection and has just become a, part of the gloom now. So that's what Old Snowsong is on this map. It is a part of the city that has since fallen because of the Gold Gloves' actions 7 years ago.
I see.
This was
When
responded
Eliza
to
was a student.
back. Yeah, you were young, but everyone knows where they were when the Snowsong fence was bombed. Basically, it was a major disaster.
That's not good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
One thing also that you do know happened is that the Havenwood houses have always been pretty influential in the city because they always had this eastern barricade up because it kind of proved problematic having electrical voltage fence run through the forest. Like there was a lot of land that needed to be cleared out, so they offered to uphold a magical barrier using their, magical capabilities.
They had electrical fences back then, but no tasers.
Tasers don't keep out ghosts.
Yeah.
Do electrical fences keep out ghosts?
Yes, that's what's keeping out the ghosts.
I didn't realize that's how it worked.
Oh yeah, no, it's a whole thing. Like there's like a light, like a wall of light that kind of goes from post to post, and anything that gets too close, the lightning bolt comes out and zaps it. And one thing that ghosts can't typically be harmed by physical violence, but other types of magic and forces of nature, like natural elements, specifically electricity, very good at dealing with spirits.
So if wind is a natural element, if I blow really hard on a ghost, it should
not
hurt it?
Not necessarily. Maybe tornado force winds, but it needs to be something that burns more so. Though not in all cases, because also apostles, which are kind of this world's version of vampires, have a complicated relationship with water that even experts don't entirely know how to unpack, let's just say. So less so wind, but more so electricity, fire, water. Tend to.
What about ice?
That goes with water.
Yeah, what about steam?
That also... Shut up.
I'm just trying to figure out if it, which state of matter it has to be.
Oh no, it doesn't need to be any specific piece of matter. Or stage. Steam probably could be effective if hot enough.
Alright.
The other thing I was going to say, though, is the Gold Gloves are much smaller than they were 7 years ago, though, because as soon as this... the other thing I was going to say. So the Havenwood houses were always important before the bombing happened, but then after the bombing happened, they offered to then go back and make this western barrier, too, giving them even more official government support and making them even more successful. But then the other outfall of this event was as soon as this Volt Fence was then built in New Snowsong, that separates New Snowsong from Old Snowsong. Keep in mind this was also supposed to be a temporary fence, but then by the time this was even able to be built, the Volt Fence keepers were like, yeah, this whole part of the city is lost. It would be too hard to claim this back from the undead. So they just didn't. But as fallout from this, the government of Castle Rock went through and just started to round up the members of the Gold Gloves that they could find, and they just executed them in the streets. This was not even the Imperial Hand, or the king of this kingdom is known as the Imperial Hand because they're subservient to the Emperor. This wasn't even his orders, like the Emperor heard about this all the way over in the floating cradles that they're called, and just ordered that they all be just killed immediately for such a heinous sin. It was a whole ordeal.
Uh-huh. I'm sure.
Sure it was.
But yeah, back cutting to the streets of Dawn Hollow. Gunnar explains that Elwood seemed to be involved with the Gold Gloves that remain, the current iteration of the gang.
Now there's a name that I haven't heard in a bit. They're real small. They're real small. You know, I used to do business with one of the cousins of one of the members of that whole group. So,
He seems to think a lot less of you for saying this. The Gold Gloves are not well liked by people who aren't Kassorians in the city.
I mean, it's not a very big deal what Gunnar thinks, you know.
No.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I don't.
Gunnar
like,
will
I don't
remember
care.
that in the telltale kind of the corner.
He's gonna come back. This is the villain origin story for him. He's gonna start poisoning people with his food.
Don't cheese this, you fucker.
See, like, I like the cheese enough to go, oh, like, it was a business deal. I didn't know. But on the other hand,
trying to
my
walk
mind,
it back.
I'm like, yeah, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, business is business, you know?
Did goats even exist back in Victorian times?
Yes.
Did you say ghosts or goats? Because my answer to one is yes, and the answer to one is they still don't. So,
I mean,
don't believe
goats
in
still don't
goats.
exist, so it's fine.
Anyways, with this information, like, this is sort of an in for my connections, I think. So I'm thinking that maybe I can ask some seedy informants if they know anything about that.
yeah. Do you have any abilities that go off of connections, or are you just talking in a roleplay sense?
In a roleplay sense, I don't have
Yeah.
any abilities for that.
Okay.
And you can always consort.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sort.
Do you want to do that before you possibly head over to Grandma Agnes's, actually?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
That works.
Let me... I'm gonna need to make a token real quick then for your contact, who, do you wanna... So, you were friends, you did business deals with the cousin of one of the members, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to... What do you think you have enough of a relationship that you could probably call up that member specifically? Or do you want to talk to the cousin?
I'll talk to the cousin first, because I don't, like, because at this point, you know, I don't know if, like,
the actual like member is like still around or not.
Okay,
You know.
that makes sense. So, you are going to talk to someone who I'll say probably lives in Dawn Hollow too, just so we can keep this map. Do you have anything else for Gunnar before we make way, or?
I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
Nope, don't really have anything, honestly.
Okay. You all head over to your friend. Oh, I like the
Our
name.
friend.
Contact Ed Prophet. I like that name a lot.
Yeah.
The guy's name is Prophet,
Yeah.
As in, like, Jesus?
yes.
or money.
What's the difference? Oh no.
Eat his ass.
Right for the throat.
Right for the stigmata.
Oof.
So that was fire. No.
That is.
Does Roll20 have any Jesus icons? Hold on, I just want to see. No results found. But there is this lizard holding on to a T for some reason.
What is that?
I don't know why this comes up when you search for Jesus in Roll20. Oh,
Well,
also,
Jesus carried his own cross,
yeah,
so, like...
and also this comes up, so, you know.
See that?
Well,
Yeah,
why
that
is
one
that
makes
such
sense.
Why is that one such a weird angle? Like you're like
because a lot
standing
of
above it?
Roll20 icons are bird's eye view. So that's like a bird's eye view
okay.
window, kind of. But yeah, that's what happens when you type in Jesus to the Roll20 token library. If anyone was curious back home. No, so you're gonna go to your contact Ed Prophet, and I'm not gonna give this guy a proper token because I feel like he might not show up again. We'll have to, who knows. I was about to use the token you were losing for your character last session.
Talking to myself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
was
is the
that
first
doesn't
time
all
we've met the
alone.
real you.
So, your buddy Ed, he is a small merchant who sells, I think he sells maps, actually, from different parts of the world. In other words, he basically has a bunch of atlases that he saved up and bought and then copies them and then sells them.
Yeah, and it works, I guess. He's still around, so.
Yeah, Emir, he says.
Ed, hey.
Yeah,
We do a handshake.
yeah, your cool Kassorian refugee handshake.
Yeah. How's business going?
A lot of people don't like to buy
Yeah.
maps when when nobody travels.
That's true.
Every now and again, though, I'll get an Imperial soldier, and they always, if they decide to pay it all and not just steal, they pay well. They usually pay well.
That's good to hear. Say, have you heard anything about what's his name? Elwood?
Elwood.
Yeah.
I think my cousin Jack worked with an Elwood. Rest his soul.
Yeah,
Elwood or
of
Jack?
course. Of course.
Well, both, I guess. Jack, we received a letter saying Jack died from the city government, and they said they couldn't talk about the details. But
Of course.
his mother and father were compensated quite quite handsomely, which we thought was strange. But it is not my place to poke my nose where it does not belong.
Of course, of course. But
Elwood?
what happened to Elwood? Yeah.
Elwood went missing around the same time Jack passed away. Didn't
You
seem
wouldn't
like
happen to
there's...
know any details, would
No.
you?
Didn't even seem like his family was really contacted. It seems like he just went missing. But I know that he and Jack were working on something.
Alright.
Do you have any like clues about what that may be?
I tried not to get too involved with the gold gloves. I didn't want to get associated and have their name besmirching my business.
Of course, of course. Alright. Well, guess a few is involved. Well, it was nice catching up, and do let me know if anything comes up about Elwood, cause he owes us some, shall we say, important information.
I see. Still doing business, I see, Emir. Hope you get a new oil refinery up in the city here sometime soon. You deserve it.
Of course. I'm always working on it. I cough a bit.
You don't have the plague, I
breath.
hope. He just looks really nervous all of a sudden.
Mayhaps not. Mayhaps I do. Just, don't try not to stay too close.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm really trying to downplay how much weed I've been taking,
By making it look like you have the werewolf plague instead.
Ooh, that's certainly an interesting choice.
Yeah, like just indulging in my vice so much that I'm so humiliated by it that I'd rather be a werewolf instead.
What? No, I don't do drugs. I joined Al Qaeda.
Oh no!
Well then.
I tried to end the conversation without incident.
Yeah, he wishes you farewell. He seems a little bit more concerned about you than when you first talked with him. But where's the group at with all this then? You're left walking. We can cut back to the world map if we would like.
Yeah, Eliza might check in with her buddy over in Havenwood to see if she knows anything about Grandma Agnes's book club.
All right. How Chase and Emir, you both feel fine with this?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's gonna be a while to walk. I'll say it gets to be about dinner time.
Hey, now we have a boat.
Yeah, I was about to say we
You have a boat.
Yeah. Boat.
In fact,
time.
it would probably be faster.
Do we have a name for the boat?
Yes, you do. You established that it was called the Dixie Clong.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So, it would probably be faster to shuffle back to the university boat launch and take the Dixie Kong on over to Havenwood.
All right, let's do that.
All right. The Wind Waker ocean sailing theme starts to play.
What kind of boat is it, by the way?
It's like a real small, pretty, I'd say like a 6-person fishing boat.
Do we have a crew, or do we have to row it ourselves?
Y'all got it. Has a tiny little whale oil engine, I think.
Okay, I was about to say Eliza is not rowing.
No, I think it has a tiny little whale oil engine. Whale oil type machinery is pretty common by this point. There are some amenities in this world that are a little bit nicer than they would have been in the real world because of the proliferation of both whale oil as well as just magic being a thing. Like, for example, I don't think that indoor plumbing is necessarily a thing, but I think that there's definitely a teleportation spell in every chamber pot, which means that it's a lot cleaner to deal with that sort of thing than it was in the real world.
Oh, that's nice, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's boats with engines are pretty commonplace, essentially. Even for kind of ramshackle ones, like the one you got from, so I don't think we covered this in the stream, but the frat received their boat, the Dixie Kong, from Mothman and Gaslad, who are two vigilante, quote-unquote, heroes that are actually just hired from the government to go beat up criminals in costume and spread the good word of the kingdom. And they tried having a little moth boat, and it didn't go over well, so they ended up selling it, and you're the ones who bought it. So, you make your way through the canal between the luxurious homes of High Crest Hills on one side, and the highly off-limits to the average person government facilities in Castle Rock, going over two of the great bridges in the city. They're beautiful works of art. Or going under, I should say. You then navigate around Byston Well, where the more middle-class, merchant class of the city lives. You pass underneath the bridge that connects it to Black Bell, where the large Bloodhound Bell Tower resides. Atop of it, you can see the Mother Raven staring over the city, as she always does, and always will. You also pass by the Grand Cathedral of Rosebank, where the...
Eliza looks at the building spitefully.
Yeah, they don't like you. You know that for sure. The religion, the Church of St. Gwen, is not a fan of any of the occult happenings going on in the city of Knoxbury, and people of your study and your ilk are said to be damned for eternity in a pit of fire. So they don't like people who they think convene with the undead, which is the territory of their Holy Spirit that they worship, Saint Gwen.
I think we should go inside that church and open Eliza's spirit bottle and just have just the ghost come out in the church. I think that'd be funny.
I feel like we'll get more ghosts
That's
later on.
That's also a crime right now, but just also keep in mind you'd get in a lot of trouble for that.
Wait, that's a crime?
You are not. Spirits are dangerous beings, and they are highly. It's illegal to even have one, actually. Despite the fact that people tend to people like Eliza tend to. That's not legal though, necessarily.
Dang.
But yeah, because Cecilia you kind of lucked out on, but it also very well could have been the case that Cecilia would have been driven mad and just try to attack and kill anyone that she sees. So, spirits are very, very dangerous. So you pass by New Snow Song, which is also kind of in a weird spot in terms of the city, being a shell of its former self. A lot of church operations now take place there. They kind of moved northward, and the population that lingers there from a decade or so ago are kind of being forced out as more and more church-related businesses and organizations are kind of moving in, and they're not super thrilled about it. But then you eventually get to Havenwood Dock. Or one of the Havenwood docks. That isn't too far away from the mansion of the Wandersong family, which is the one that you have a connection to, Eliza.
Yes.
So that saved you about an hour or so, I would say, so it's about 4 o'clock